for the one and the only Mr. Sturridge! Enter the Sandman. Alright, welcome to my living room. It's a little bit full today. I like people to watch.
Right.
I know, right? Welcome to Germany.
Thank you very much.
Is that your first time here?
It's not my first time here. I worked in Berlin actually before. But,
Okay.
it's my first time to Dortmund.
Did you go to the Christmas market yet?
I haven't. I only just arrived, but I will.
You have to, like
Yeah.
really you have to. You have to have some nice spiced wine
Okay.
and get some of the wursts and the pretzels and the almonds. It's all right.
Everyone okay?
It's doing all right. But yeah, you will love it. It's very Christmassy. It's very cheerful. So yeah, we're very all excited that you are here. And there's a nice line of our audience lining up. And guys, if you want to ask questions, please get to the line and ask nice and respectful questions because we're nice and respectful people, yes? All right. And please don't ask me to borrow your money again. I can't. I don't have any. I wanted to ask you first questions for myself. Actually, it's a question from my brother. And the question is, do you think with the Sandman, is there a curse on it? Because this is the third time that anybody tries to portray it.
I mean, I'm not sure it's a curse. I think it's more that the idea to make it into a film was foolish.
Yeah.
The point of the Sandman is that it is a story about stories. And so to do it justice, you have to tell hundreds of them. And the problem with a 2-hour film is you have to pick one. And so by its very definition, a film wouldn't be true to what it was. And I think that's what Neil found. He constantly encountered adaptations of it for the cinema and he didn't like them because they either made Morpheus a protagonist, which he isn't necessarily. A lot of the time Morpheus bears witness to stories. He isn't the leader of them. Or they kind of, they tried to be too narrow. And so what was important was, the advent of, what do they call it? Of television as it is now, streaming basically, which allowed time to be spent within it. And I think that's why it's happened.
I guess the form was perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Because in the movie we would lose so much of the meat.
Yeah, you lose everything.
Yeah. And how did you find this beautiful aesthetic, like this neo-Gothic dark? Was that something that is close to your heart, or like, oh, this is too dark?
I think it is close to my heart, probably. No, I mean, just the comic books themselves. I mean, first and foremost, I am simply a Sandman fan. They're books that I care about so much. Their aesthetic is kind of embedded in my eyes, and with the show, with the series, what was so important was just trying to realize those images, to try and stay as faithful to these extraordinary pieces of art that we all love so much.
Yeah, it's you guys did a good job, huh?
Thank you.
What was your first thought when you actually got the call from your agent that you got the role? Where were you? Like, what was the?
Well, it was COVID, so I was alone. So no one could hear me scream. But it was amazing. I mean, actually, to be honest, it was frightening. The joy very quickly was subsumed by fear because, again, I care about it so much, and I looked at it from an outsider's perspective, thinking whoever plays this is going to fuck it up. And then when it was me, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to fuck it up. And so, yeah, it was frightening. But then there's something useful about that fear, because I think that one of the most important parts of who Morpheus is someone who is carrying the burden of our dreams, and it is a burden. And in some small way, I had the burden of the fans' dreams of Morpheus, and that was a way into the character.
Yeah, I can imagine that was a little bit of a pressure there, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.